with world points on the line and having your name immortalized in the YCS Hall of Champions, these two duelists made it happen. Don't forget, there's some awesome prizes to be had as well. And that's what you can earn of playing these YCSs. But then don't let that fool you. These duelists worked hard, put in the hours, put in that time, dueling against 1,800 other duelists and making it into the finals. The first one that'll be coming to the main stage is Pascal Kihm. Come on. How are you feeling, man?
Yeah, I'm excited.
I mean, you're still sick. You're still feeling have a bit of a cold and stuff. It's been, a bit of a walk from over there to over here. You've had a very clean run playing at this YCS. Do you think you'll take it?
Yeah, I think it's kind of 50-50, I think. So we will see. I'm not sure about the final now.
Okay, so I guess you're a bit nervous too, huh?
Actually, yes. I would lie if I'm not.
The thing is, I wouldn't see it on your face. You look so cool, calm, and collected. That's pretty cool, man. It's good keeping cool under pressure. Well, take your seat. Your opponent's coming on the way. And coming in from his 2-1 upset, his premier top for the most umpteenth time till now to date, Joshua Schmidt. Like I'm not gonna even like shake your hand for the multiple time already. We've been here on the stage together for like half the day. I'm not gonna take up your time too much. I'm not gonna even ask you how you're feeling about it, because now you're pretty nervous. You're ready to get going. Do you have any motivational quotes, any Joshua fast facts for us today?
I don't really have anything ready. I just want to play. That's all.
Okay, he just wants to play the game. All right then, thank you, Josh. Take a seat. These two duelists are going to be playing their heart out for all the awesome prizes you saw just now, and of course the bragging rights that goes along with it. They've played to death. But don't forget, it's not only with the crew or the cast or anything, it's also the awesome judges that put in a lot of hours and work into making sure our events are run well. So shout outs to them. You guys are awesome. Nobody give the judges enough credit. So without further ado, while the duelists are getting ready, I know the crowd is ready. And let's go to the trifecta of casters, Marcello, Leonard, and Sebastian.
Welcome to the final of London. This is what we are here for. This is what we've been waiting for. It's Joshua against Pascal. Will we have a three-time champion, three-time YCS champion, or will we have a first-timer? Either way, Germany is gonna take it home.
Yeah, actually, I have a house in Germany. Did you know that?
Oh, nice, nice. Too bad. Too bad that size matters as well.
Okay, I have to take that one. Wow, what a final. We have seen both players on stream before. Joshua is here for the third time today, for the trillionth time in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! These players have been playing their hearts out. Wow.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely, well, no one can actually take anything from these guys. There are no surprises from being there, even though, as JJ mentioned, their life wasn't easy. We just witnessed Joshua could have lost in like 5 minutes in the semifinals, yet he's here fighting for yet one more trophy. Will he take it?
Also, like, Pascal is undefeated so far in this whole tournament.
Yes,
he hasn't been defeated in Swiss, and he's going through in the top cut now as well. So this man is hard to stop for this weekend. So he's definitely not too much of an underdog right here. He definitely has his shot to win this one.
No, he has performed his Sky Striker deck so well. He's been playing super strong this entire weekend. We've seen like this super long drawn-out game in top 8.
Oh, yeah.
And I think
still a 2-0 for him, though.
Yeah, that's true. So
and that shows you that he can keep up with the pressure. And yet once more, new Forbidden List. It's for both Sky Striker and Orcus, especially Sky Striker. I would say everyone would have thought it was dead by now. Once more in the final, and Pascal might be the guy who does take it once more to its glory.
Back-to-back YCS London Sky Striker winners. Mirko Sanelli last year with Sky Strikers. This year Pascal Kihm again. Let's see. And head over to our feature match table. Finals shall begin now. And crowd is going wild with it too. So let's see the starting hands and how this plays out here.
Both fans looking very good at the moment. We see Demise and Engage. The end from Pascal is absolutely incredible.
It's stacked, definitely. Who's going first here? That's the question.
Compulse, there can be only one Engage area card of Demise. This is what you want to see if you're in the finals of a YCS and you see this hand. What do you think? What do you think?
Oh, you gotta be excited, and it will depend on the die roll. Let's see who is gonna go first. Because there is an Ash Blossom regardless in Joshua end, but it is Pascal.
Oh, Pascal can start off here. It's so good for him. He can look at him setting all these cards, and Joshua already knows that this card of Demise is coming, but
Ash Blossom comes down.
He has the perfect response, so now Pascal has to make sure that he probably will want to get his Engage off for an additional draw.
Oh, and it's the new artwork Ash Blossom, by the way.
It is from Duel Devastator. But the Engage is also there, and Joshua is not making any 8 for this matchup. No Twin Twister, nothing at all, so there can only be one is there, and Traps might win yet another YCS for us.
Compulsory evacuation device, and there can be only one. Those are so powerful, especially in the Orcus matchup.
That is 100% true, and he does not even bother to summon any more cards. Obviously, Card of Demise was activated, so no special summoning of Sky Striker Shizuku in this turn. And now it's Joshua's turn. 5 cards left in his hand. He just picked up Infinite Impermanence, which is not really helping him too much. I mean, if his opponent tries to summon out the Kagari in his turn, he maybe can use it on that. But he would require to put cards onto his side of the field before, I would guess, so that's not really happening for him at all.
So orchestrated battle. We have seen this card being drawn a lot rather than setting it.
Yeah.
The one-offs. Also, like Gizmek Orochi has been drawn so many times on our featured matches so far. So we have the Harp Horror. Instant Fusion is probably going to bait out the Sky Striker Ray effect.
Not that works as well.
Joshua playing it's kind of slow, but something important is that you see a face-down spell from your opponent, and he didn't use the effect. That's gotta be a tell that those back rows are really good. Otherwise, you can expect Area Zero to just try and destroy one of them. And those are, in fact, really good traps, so...
Absolutely. That can only be one. And Compulse.
Are
you just going to Compulse? Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. And you are indeed.
I mean, how is Joshua going to recover from this turn? How can you play with... Like, the normal summon is so important for the deck right now. And now he can actually just Tribute Ray to go into Shizuku for the end phase to get a free search and get this multi-roll into the game.
Oh yeah, and he passes. So the way is free for Pascal to actually use the effect of Ray here. That's what he's doing. He wants to get out Shizuku right there.
And he can't use Impermanence right here, because he used the Babel. Do you think that was a correct decision? Because if he would have kept the Babel and just attacked there with the ARP, then he could have passed holding the Impermanence and used it on the Shizuku, I guess.
Yeah, I agree.
That might have been a play from Joshua, but here, Pascal definitely in the lead. Wally Willy Drew. Okay.
And
Another
Another
turn.
Wow.
Purple
Wow.
cards all over the place.
This card might even steal yet another turn, an entire another turn.
Yeah, the new Orcus deck is definitely really strong, but it struggles. The normal summon is way more important
Yeah, it is
than
super
ever.
fragile, especially
Yeah.
when it comes to this weak point.
Yeah. It feels like when it gets going, it's even stronger than in the past, but
Yeah.
it has to get going. And you saw Joshua in the semifinals also having struggled to get it going because first duel he wasn't even summoning a monster in his first turn, and the other two turns, the other two duels, he was just not being able to do more than a normal summon at all.
And already with the Area 0, there is a counter on the multi-roll. Or it is not necessarily a counter. It is rather a spell that he can set in the end phase, and he goes into a Hayate already.
And again, one more slight surprise, I gotta say here. He doesn't go for Area 0 at all.
Yeah.
He just wants to set up to free spells with the Kagari, but he will be met by the Impermanence. So we still have a game on our ends.
And let's hope Pascal is not doing the same impermanence mistake like Dinkham Pham in the semifinals.
Please. But this time it will be difficult because Joshua set that card in the same column as there can only. So
But I mean, the There Can Only Be One can now stop Joshua on his turn. He has no impermanence
Absolutely.
to out it, basically.
And
so Pascal really in the lead to take game one.
also, Pascal played it really well by flipping the fuel spell, so that now there is a counter and he can set the engage if he wants in the end phase, getting yet another copy, or he can play conservatively, setting like a Widow Anchor or a Shark Cannon. And I think that's what he is going to go for.
So Shark Cannon, but can he activate it? Is there a monster in
Yeah,
the graveyard?
the Ash Blossom.
Of
Yeah,
course,
alright.
there was the Ash Blossom.
So you can now set engage.
And Shark
the Shark
Cannon,
Cannon.
which is even the Eagle Booster,
Eagle
to be
Booster,
fair.
yeah.
That's probably better.
Makes more sense,
and
I think,
fantastic opening. Once more, Joshua not maining any of the back row removals, so it will be tough.
He probably thought the same that we all thought when we saw the Forbidden Limited list with
Yeah.
Anchor at 1. You don't really need to play the Twin Twister cards or the Cosmic Cyclones.
Pascal is proving us
Maybe.
wrong. Pascal is showing
Yeah.
us that Sky Striker is still
A powerhouse.
well alive. Absolutely. And he is well on the way to take game one right here, being resource-wise in the lead, having 4 back row cards and a multi-roll to get even more going with that.
And Instant Fusion comes down, so this might even force out the Eagle Booster. But would it be so bad for Pascal to have the Eagle Booster forced out?
Not really. Yeah, as
It's
you
just
can
a spell that he
Definitely
activates so he
not.
can set back engage, right?
Yeah, it is gonna be used at some point. And here, once more, with the choice of the compulsory, if he wants to use it just on the normal, because we know the Babel is there, so he doesn't have to forget about it. But
He could also just flip the There Can Be Only One, so he cannot extend.
Yeah.
He might extend into Phoenix
Yeah.
then, so that might be an issue. So Compulse could actually be... I mean, if he goes into Phoenix, then he can Shark Cannon out the Hop Horror.
absolutely. So at the same time, you really don't want to do that because then the Babel can
Yeah.
just be used in that case. So
You can also just Compulse the Galatea and then Shark Cannon out the Hop Horror. I think that is
Yeah.
a good compromise for him.
let's see. So still very open. Diddy Crow being picked up by Joshua, definitely not what he wanted, but now he
No.
can chain the ARP and chain the Galatea to get some advantage. For example, he can get the return and
Oh,
start
right,
to
there's
get
He can
things
Basil.
just
going.
chain Galatea, right? It's so good
Yeah.
for him right there.
That's why I was really wondering why you wouldn't just compulse there
Yeah.
if you did last
Yeah,
turn on
indeed,
a
100%.
normal.
Seems like that's the good part of Compulse, right? You cannot actually put the cards into the graveyard, and that would favor the Orcus deck. You
Yeah.
just get it back to the hand, and it's just way more better. So, kind of a misplay maybe there by
I
Pascal.
think so, because once more we see how good even art drawing the Babel is. It makes a lot of difference, and still wondering why that compulse wasn't flipped before. So
I mean, there is still the There Can Be Only One for Pascal.
sure,
That can really stop Joshua from going off. He just has to secure that it goes through. So he has to kind of protect it with setup from Phoenix, because as long as this card is on the field, Joshua cannot really play.
Definitely
I agree,
not.
but you're taking like unnecessary risks. I feel like, because if you compulse there, then you're free to basically go for the Hercules base next turn and another engage for free. Just get a lot of advantage and.
In the shoes of Joshua, do you actually know that there can only be one? Because Pascal did not pop this card and he did not activate it yet. So what kind of back row could there be for Pascal? Maybe another Compulse, but also very likely as there can only be one.
Yeah.
I would always
Or
say Anchor, but I...
maybe
don't
Impermanence
really
as well could be an option. So there are still a lot of different cards, and Joshua seems like he didn't pick up anything else though. Porter and Armageddon Knight not gonna help him here, but the DD Crow can be
Can
used
banish the
on the
engage, yeah.
engage. Yeah.
Ooh. That is
So now do
actually
you
good.
set the area 0 most likely, right?
Yeah, you still want to go for
Yeah.
that. You have plenty of targets in Pascal decks. He's using so many spells, almost 30 spells in his deck.
So what is he drawing? Did he pick up the engage from the top?
As Sky Striker players love
Yeah.
to do.
It looked okay.
It is a
Upstart
spell.
Upstart Goblin,
Upstart.
that is
Okay.
okay. That is yet another
Pretty
top
good,
deck.
pretty good. You want to put spells in grave as fast as possible, and I think Afterburner was picked up.
And that is not too bad, to be honest, because it is a way to get rid of Orcus Nightmare. The card cannot be destroyed by Link
Yeah.
monsters, which is actually hard for Pascal to get rid of, and he can get rid of the Babel for the moment.
And it's kind of an effect that a lot of people tends to forget, I think. Like, you usually just use it for material. You don't have it on the board
Yeah.
hanging out, and you can catch a lot of people off guard with that, especially Sky Strikers players.
Yeah, so he just summoned out the Hayate, and he's sending something away with it. So he still deals damage right there.
Yeah,
He's
he
attacking
loves to send
directly.
away his area 0s,
Yeah.
honestly.
Area 0 must feel kind of bad, actually, because it's
Yeah.
getting such a treat by Pascal,
And
always
this
being
is-
sent to the graveyard.
This is kind of risky, but at the same time, it is gonna work out. Does he have 3 spells in grave? I believe so, right?
Yeah.
So he will be able to destroy the Babel at resolution,
Yeah.
and that's great, because it was probably the main threat. So pretty good
Absolutely.
pickup there. So now this area 0, though, what will it reveal?
That is very crucial. And what are you even popping here? Okay.
I mean, you're probably
Yeah.
You have
chaining
to.
the Shark
Oh,
Cannon, of
yeah,
course.
absolutely.
definitely.
Getting rid of the Nightmare. And that is why it was so important that the Babel was popped as
These
well.
3 cards are gonna be
Wow!
engaged.
Sky Striker, mobilize,
first
engage! This
Wow.
card from the top is not what Joshua wanted to see. It is the cherry on top for Pascal Kihm, and it is going to taste
Yeah.
bitter for Joshua.
Shaking his head, of course, can't blame him. And luckily, there are no impermanences being activated this turn, so he can choose whatever zone he wants. So.
He was doing his best, actually banishing the engage with the Crow, but the second one comes from the top by Area 0. So Pascal has the best card in his deck available
Summoning
to
the
himself again.
Shizuku before activating the engage, so you can
Is he not gonna
respond
use
to
it
a...
to search another copy? That would be like so greedy.
That
I
would be
think.
very greedy.
I mean, he
agree.
can just set it with
no
multi-roll,
way.
right?
Exactly. That's
So-
why I was like,
the one-off copy of Widow Anchor.
yeah, the one
is
copy, but he
maybe
didn't
the
need
card
it
to
up
search.
until
Yeah.
now, and still very strong. Because just like compulsory, similarly, you can just take away the Orcus monster from Joshua, and that way you prevent it from just going to the graveyard.
Oh, I think he drew another engage. Wasn't it
Wow.
another engage?
Reinforcement of the army.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it
No,
looks
no,
so
no.
similar.
Let's chill down for a moment, yeah. But still, something else to set if he wants, and an incredible line of play here.
And
the
he-
deck still as alive as ever.
And he
Definitely
can just
seems like
grind
it.
with the multi-roll. It is as if it was
Yeah.
at 3. As long as you have one on the field, it doesn't matter how many you have in the deck.
And to be fair, I think people kind of didn't expect this, as we were saying. Like, if you prepare for Sky Striker as you did in the past months, you're gonna see cards like Cosmic Cyclone, Twin Twister, Ghost Ogre in the main deck, and you can see that those would have been just a game changer here. But since people expected Sky Striker not to be there,
Yeah.
they are not using them, and then the one copy is just as good.
Also, Ghost Ogre isn't that strong versus Sky Striker anymore because apart
Absolutely.
from multi-roll, you don't have any targets. So if you draw 2, the second one might be a really bad copy in your hand.
One of the best draws here from Joshua, though, being the another return, so he can fish for more cards, but
Yeah.
he picks up Phantasme and Symbol, not the greatest.
So you probably have to react on that Armageddon Knight there. You have your Widow Anchor.
I mean, you don't have to react. You can just wait until he goes for a Phoenix, and then you can... I mean, there can only be one after a machine monster is summoned. Okay, so he can just take it if he wants to. He can
Okay.
also just set the anchor back in the end phase with the multi-roll.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's interesting here, because now he has our Porter again and the Symbol, but
Yeah, and
he
he
needs
maybe...
access to another monster, because he doesn't have it at the moment, right?
He maybe doesn't even want to go for there can only be one, because that would stop him from going
Exactly.
for Boral Sword OTK in the next turn, because he can take back the Armageddon Knight, Shark Cannon out
And
if
that's
he has extra
it.
shot.
Oh!
Wow,
He
Joshua
shuts his
Smith
cards.
scoops.
Pascal takes the first game. Wow.
To be fair, you have to say the underdog takes the first game.
Yeah.
The big name Joshua Schmidt being defeated here in game 1 Pascal Kihm calmly picking up his cards.
Sky Striker really on the way to win yet another YCS, even after Kagari, after Multi-Roll, and after Widow Anchor have been limited to 1.
Yeah. So right there, we want to see what is going on in the crowd. So let's have a look to JJ.
Okay, thank you, Sebastian. Right now, we have an exhilarated crowd. And one of his best friends, actually, Teufel, wanted to give a little bit of insight because he's also a bit of a professional player himself in the competitive Yu-Gi-Oh scene. So what are your thoughts, Joshua dropping game 1? It's not over yet. Do you have any thoughts about this matchup, actually?
I think the matchup gets easier after siding because Pascal is playing a really back row heavy version of Sky Striker, and Joshua doesn't have any back row removal in his main deck. He has cards like hand traps, which are not that optimal against a back row strategy. But after siding, he will have those side deck cards that will be very impactful. And I think Joshua is a really experienced and calm player, and he won't get tilted or anything like that, so he will play it out calmly after this one.
Okay, that's some really good insight. So how would you rate this matchup in terms of percentages? Like 60-40, 70-30?
The Sky Striker deck is really good against Ogres because Shark Cannon banishes great cards from the graveyard. But as we saw in game 1, Joshua can use the field spell of Ogres to play around that because all his effects become quick effects. And I think Joshua will use that also in games 2 and 3.
Okay, thank you, Teufel. That was actually some really good insight. Have one of his amazing professional friends helping us out, giving us a bit in-depth look into this matchup. We'll head over right back to the casters.
Okay, so now we are still contemplating the side decks from these players. As Typhon mentioned, one of the best things about Joshua's deck is that even if he doesn't side that many cards, it has 3 copies of return, so he can draw into them very easily, and that might work out for him. So what do you think he's gonna board in here?
There's one really, really obvious choice I want to say, because he's actually sideboarding Imperial Order, which can be a blowout card versus the Sky Striker deck, obviously.
Kenny picks it up, he goes first, his hand, the Twin Twister is there.
Also the Twin Twisters, of course.
Pascal starts with double engage.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes.
And the Ash Blossom to stop the return as well.
Yeah.
I think Joshua's only line, if I can still see, is return plus Nightmare. And let's check. It is. Return, and return is going to be bad.
Does he ash it?
Easy
And
gonna
if
ash
he
it.
does
Wow.
ash it.
Wow. But I mean, the turn is still not over. He can normal summon the
absolutely
Ash
not.
Blossom and then
But
use the Nightmare.
double engage and Cosmic Cyclone.
Yeah, that
Wow.
is
Instant
maybe
fusion.
a problem for him.
Such a wow.
But don't forget that Joshua still has the Ash Blossom, and he can, of course, also set up the Twin Twister,
Yeah.
which is crucial to get rid of the multi-roll, which is such a problem card, as we have seen in Game 1. Multi-roll completely dominated the game.
Oh, must be
Wow.
feeling good to actually draw double engage in the finals, right?
Yeah, plus the Cosmic. I mean, you get the Metal for Fusion, but I think you're happy enough with what you have drawn yet. So Joshua, of course, doesn't want to give up, and he will try his best to stay in this. You think he's going to get for the Crescendo, or what?
Normally the Crescendo play hasn't been too popular lately because Babel is much more superior, but against Sky Striker particularly, I can see Crescendo being better, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, especially because he has the Twin Twisters. Sometimes you can argue for the Dingirsu play because you can get rid of the multi-roll immediately, but he has an option to get rid of the multi-roll, so he does not necessarily need that. So rather set up the Crescendo, which would be hit by Cosmic Cyclone, but Babel is actually being used, so he wants to go for this grindish approach because if you can activate all your monsters effects on your opponent's turn as well, then you do not really have a
that
problem.
means that Pascal will know that there will only be a face-down card from Joshua, but he now ends on Dingirsu and doesn't even set the Twin Twister, which I think is a smart decision.
Yeah.
What is picked up by Pascal? Is it another engine card? It's Ray!
It's Ray!
Oh
That
my
is
God!
so crazy!
What a hand! What a hand!
This is basically another free search. He would have searched the Ray with Engage, right? So
yeah, of
He would
course.
have to, he would
That's
have to.
as good as it gets. You now can get the multi-roll, and
Yeah.
even the Metal Fusion gets better because you can
Yes.
send it off there. Wow.
Do
now,
you just start off by activating the Cosmic Cyclone on the Babel
yes,
here?
you of course do.
I guess so, but at the same time, there is nothing in his graveyard, right, outside of symbols.
Okay,
so
but he will have to do it because he can... I mean, yeah, but you want the spell in the graveyard, right? You want to summon the Ray then, and then you can get rid of the... Of course,
There he
also Cosmic
goes.
Cyclone is better if there's nothing in the grave because then he cannot profit off of it. It's better than...
Of course. So now the Babel is gone forever.
Yeah,
and,
that's true.
Let's see, because the Ash Blossom is there. Will Joshua use it here? That's the main question.
If he does so, then he would have been
allows
not
it.
happy
But then
to see
now-
the second engage.
Yeah, multi-roll
He
can
can't
send
use it
away
again.
the Metal
Wow.
Pulse fusion. Wow, that is going to hurt so bad.
This is gonna be so bad for Joshua. He cannot Ash engage anymore. So, wow.
He was maybe thinking that, okay, he's going to search array and then he's going to try to recover the engage with, wow, this is going to hurt so bad. I can't even watch
This
this.
is absolutely crucial. Another engage coming down.
Wow,
There it
Pascal
is.
Kihm.
There it goes.
Double engaging on Joshua Schmidt.
Crowd is
styling
going
on
wild
him.
too. Wow, they love it. Sky Striker still being a fan favorite. So many YCS wins already. Pascal on the edge of adding another one to it. And what is he searching for here now? He wants
The
the
Widow
anchor. Yeah,
anchor.
he needs the anchor.
Can he
needs the
OTK?
anchor.
Oh, wow.
I don't think so.
Definitely not, no.
Spoiler
I mean-
alert, I don't think so.
I don't think he's gonna be too unhappy with that one, but still. Picks up a jamming wave, the first kind of useless cards in his hand, but
I can think of him
so many
affording that.
resources. So many resources here.
I don't think he's crying about it too much.
Definitely not.
Because he can just go into Kagari and add back another engage to just resolve another one.
In your first turn
Wow.
of the duel, you're just
And he has the
resolving
Metal
so
Pulse
many
Fusion draw
engages.
as well.
That's
It's 3 more
crazy.
cards that he's just going to add to his hand.
If he drew like that, no way he's undefeated yet in this tournament.
I
This
do
is
agree with
just
that.
probably better than what we have seen in the premier days of Sky Striker, and wow.
Pascal Kihm perfectly executing this perfect Sky Striker hand. Double engage, drawing into the Ray, having the Cosmic Cyclone for the Babel, which really hurts the grind game of Orcust as well.
Just look at Joshua, like you never saw him, his posture like that. His
you're
hand
right.
is almost red, like really frustrated here, and you can't blame him. Like you're not able to do anything here. You just have to wait for your opponent to resolve his advantage, and it's already starting to feel a little gross here.
Yeah, we were talking about it before the match. He's actually been in 4 YCS finals so far. He won 2 of them, lost 2 of them,
Yeah.
and now he's equal for the moment, and he would get into a negative balance right
Yeah.
there,
He
and
even
that's
picked
not
up
really
that
where
there
he
can
wants to
only
go.
be
Which,
one.
to be fair, I think. Oh, another engage!
Not
What?
really.
No
What
way!
is this?
This is incredible!
What is this?
This is absolutely
way.
The crowd goes wild. I
What
hope you
is
can hear it. This is
What is
Yeah,
crazy.
you couldn't have done better. The heart of the cards.
Atom is just sitting in Pascal, drawing one card after another. This is the heart of the cards right there. He is made to win this final versus Joshua Schmidt, arguably one of the most famous players, and he doesn't even bother to cut the deck of Pascal. He is just tapping onto it. I don't care.
destined
No,
to
watch
win
it.
this finals.
You cannot top deck engage anymore. I don't care for it. You cannot draw engage anymore.
I don't
Wow,
know.
this is incredible. Would you ever think that someone can
I've
draw like
never
this?
seen something like this. It's absolutely amazing.
Engage off engage
wow.
off engage in the finals of a YCS. What madness is this?
I was literally about to say, do not take Joshua for granted. He can come back, but then the third engage even, wow. I'm
That's one too
speechless.
much. Definitely
I'm
one too much.
speechless. It hurts so much.
Oh, and he still looks so calm. I mean,
And even-
we're sitting here crying basically, but
yeah.
Pascal just sits there calmingly drawing engage after engage after engage. Really a deserving champion by executing so well so
Pascal
far.
is really a pro player. No matter how good he draws, he's just going to stay calm, focus on his game plan,
Absolutely,
and
like-
execute it.
I don't think you can ever see someone who's keep on drawing this well, just staying this calm. And to be fair, that's really important because
Yeah.
we saw it in the semifinals, like the same with Dinka. And maybe he got too excited that the game
Yeah.
was over. And it is something that can cost you. And Joshua throws another Ash Blossom. Wow, that's gonna be super rough.
Joshua really not having anything to play.
Wow, both players top decking all those same cards over and over again, but Joshua is maybe not as happy as Pascal is.
I don't think so. Kind of a 50-50 matchup, as Pascal said before the round, but Pascal really being in the lead at the moment, and it's not looking 50-50 anymore to me.
Does he even still have targets for engage in his deck?
It's cool when you have to worry about that. I think you're in a
Yeah.
good spot.
Do
when
you think there is a way in
that.
which he just takes the 1000 Knights, because now he banishes it and Joshua is holding into the Twin Twisters, which he might use now. That's what's gonna happen, but trying his best, honestly. What can you do? Like, your opponent is drawing godly. You have to try something here.
I mean, do you get rid of the multi-roll right now? Do you try to hurt your opponent?
For sure. Like,
Yeah.
what can you do?
You have to destroy something, and the good old multi-roll is just the
What is
resource
that
machine
sad?
of the deck.
I mean, if he can manage to get the Dingirsu into the graveyard and start playing with his engine a bit more, then he might actually have a comeback in this one.
Oh, that was the second Shark Cannon.
Yeah, the
That's
Shark Cannon
good.
is gone, and now he will need to find a way to get rid of this. He gets the Cyclone, not exactly what he was looking for. And maybe this game is still not over, surprisingly, because now he has the Widow Anchor, but he needs to find a way to get rid of this Dingirsu that's staying there.
He can anchor take it, but what can he do after that? Because he cannot access his Shark Cannons anymore. Unfortunately for him, Joshua hit the second Shark Cannon with the Twin Twisters.
Yeah. So maybe you just chill here, and maybe you
Yes.
go and
Yeah.
search for the Hercules base, I was thinking. Because then if he still has
Yeah,
it
it's
in his
perfect.
deck, I guess, you can destroy it with jamming waves, for example. Let's see if it is still there.
I mean, it has to be there because he's not playing Pot of Desires.
Yeah. I was meaning just if he sided it out.
Oh, yeah,
that is possible, of
absolutely
course.
makes sense, right?
So it seems like that's what he's doing. He's gonna play this slower, but now the Ash Blossom can finally come down to stop the Shizuku.
And I mean, next turn, he can just take the Dingirsu and attack for a game, right?
That's the plan. I think he's
He should
setting
be
up
at
for that.
4,000 now.
Possibly, possibly.
He is at 4,000 indeed. And
And
he
he's
has 5 back
even
rows
more.
still.
Yeah. Even after Twin Twister, 5 back rows, still fighting for this. Is he gonna go for Hercules base? Let's see.
Yep,
He
there it
seems
is.
like he
and
is.
he
Oh,
takes the Hollow
last
Tooth.
second
So
he changes, so
he is setting up for a
potential
for-
OTK.
yeah, potential OTK, right?
Yeah. Let's see Joshua. Can he draw something useful? It's Armageddon Night. Let's see.
In theory, that is pretty useful, but we do know that Pascal is still sitting there with so many back row cards that can hinder him from playing, basically.
And I mean, he has 2, there can only be 1s.
Yes, indeed.
What
But
can
there's
he
Twin
go
Twisters.
for? What can he go for? Because then the last card in his hand at the moment is the Ash Blossom, and if he sends whatever Orcus card here, he will not really be able to use them well. So
I mean, even if he goes for a Phoenix to destroy the deck can only be 1 that might be flipped right now.
Yeah,
If he wants to flip it, then he can just flip another one.
yeah, and also what do you go for if
Yeah.
you go for Phoenix there? Like it's, and where do you go in general? And here the there can only be one is flipped.
Oh, in response to the Orcus effect, so nothing happens with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harper cannot special summon out anything right there.
Our power is wasted, making an Armageddon Knight essentially
And he
a
cannot go for
1400
Phoenix anymore.
vanilla monster. Yeah. What
So
can he
Yasha
even do?
thinking about it, what is crossing his mind in these moments?
But now again, Pascal cannot take the Dingirsu to deal major damage because there can only be 1 locks him onto 1 machine type monster.
But he has the Cosmic Cyclone to get rid of it if he feels
Oh my
like
god,
it.
yeah, he can actually
Like if
go
he
for
has
that.
game, why wouldn't you go for that?
That's
You can
true.
just Cosmic your own and then just go for game. If he feels like he has enough, he has all the tools available. So he picks up Diddy Crow, yet another really good card.
GD Crow's so powerful. Both players decided to play it, and it seems to be like the best hand trap maybe in the actual format.
He can Cosmic Cyclone, there can only be 1, activate the Jamming Wave in his hand to target his own anchor, chain the anchor to take Dingirsu, and
then
pop the
pop,
Armageddon
yeah.
Knight, and then
Yeah.
he has enough for
That
game.
seems to be the route to go.
Unless
Does
he
he see
is
it?
still at 5,500 life points, which I
It
don't think
seems
so.
so, but like he's considering,
Oh,
and that's what he
yeah.
goes for.
He is going for
This
it.
man is not afraid of commitments, and he will try and go for it. So
Okay, so 2 cards of Pascal's side go.
I
Oh,
really
gone.
like this. Like you see, especially in the finals, players getting extremely conservative.
Yeah.
Pascal is not afraid. He knows what he's doing, and now he's gonna figure out how can I go for a game in this situation.
So is he slamming down the Jamming Wave?
He is
really
indeed.
is going for it.
He is going for it. He
Oh.
might chain the anchor.
Takes the Dingirsu.
Might chain.
Ash Blossom does nothing. So he takes the
Okay.
Dingirsu, gets rid of the Armageddon Knight, turns it into an attack
Oh.
position, attacks with both.
And
there's
there's
the
the
handshake!
Pascal Kihm,
Handshake,
engage
Pascal
into
is the
engage,
winner.
Sky Striker wins the YCS London 2019. The crowd is going wild, we are going wild, everyone is going wild basically. What was that?
Absolutely insane. Joshua was by far the favorite walking into this finals, and yet again went through an unbelievable semi-final just to lose brutally to Pascal. Wow.
Pascal's friend coming there to congratulate him.
They want to see, look at Dinkham Pham. He didn't make it, but a friend of him made it, and he's still happy with him. That's so cool. Sportsmanship
Absolutely.
all over the place. But still, really, really congratulations to Joshua Schmidt making yet another YCS final. I mean, he's one of the best players in the game, and he was for a long while, and he still is, as he's shown.
Absolutely, 5th finalist in career, something that everyone wishes it would be in under his belt. And
I mean, he has a 2-3 records in finals, but everyone would wish for those records, right?
Absolutely, they would kill for that. And as you're saying, very, very nice weekend. A lot of stories, a lot of revenges, but in the end, Dinkham, as you're saying, comes with Pascal. They prepare together. They choose different decks, both in the semifinals. One of them loses to Joshua, the other one takes him down, and Germany is crowned champion for YCS London.
That is how it is, and look how proud he stands there. He hasn't shown a lot of emotion, but right now he cannot hold back his smile. Pascal Kihm is our champion of YCS London 2019. So let's hear from him with JJ.
I am joined here with our YCS finalist, the winner of YCS London, Pascal Kihm. How are you feeling, man?
Feeling great.
I was sick, but now I win, so I feel great.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, man, I have a special prize for you. Here you go. This is all yours.
Thank you very much.
Let's give it up for our YCS champion 2019. Now, we'd like to thank each and every last you awesome people for tuning on in, stopping on by. There has been an awesome and prestigious moment for all of us here. Having our YCS champion stand next to us, do you have any inspirational words for any duelists who want to come up and who want to go for it?
Actually not. I'm kind of nervous now, and yeah.
Okay. No words to express how much he has to express. Thanks for stopping by. This has been YCS London. We'll see you next time in YCS Milan.